Interactive Ochre 2 is an excellent web quest which is a government-supported website and is run by the Department of Education and Training, so we can be sure of its legitimacy. It is an easily accessible website as there are no costs, no memberships, no passwords or account setups required. This is great for classrooms for there is no requirement for financial supports from the school, teachers, students or parents, and therefore lesson time is not exhausted and wasted by signing up or waiting for students to remember passwords.
The website is easy to navigate, with all information split into sections. These include history, traditional perspectives, racism, moving on, and working with Aboriginal people. They are all categorised, which makes it simple for students to research the knowledge they require in one place. Additionally, there is a support toolbar at the top of the page, which is convenient to access at any given time when using the website.
The design of the website itself engages students into the Aboriginal culture immediately, with the use of visual and audible stimulus, with the incorporation of traditional Aboriginal colours, artworks, and customary Indigenous music in the foreground. As you can see, the website is quite interactive, as students can listen to real-life perspectives, giving them a deeper understanding of Indigenous culture from an Aboriginal perspective.
This use of real people makes the topic more relatable on an intrinsic level, and therefore students build empathy and ethical understanding of Australia's Indigenous society. This means students see relevance to their learning through real-world connections. Exposure to racism, such as in this video, allows students to be aware of and mediate their own actions towards Indigenous peoples within their own context. Furthermore, it enables students to locate and understand themselves and others in the continuum of the human experience.
The positive aspects of this website are its sensitivity to Indigenous customs and values. It is also acute to those with disabilities, such as voiceovers for those with reading impairments and subtitles for those who have hearing impediments. As it is digital media, the website can be presented to the class through the use of a smartboard or HDMI cable, or additionally, being online and so simple to converse with, the website can be used individually by students in their own time.
The weakness of this website is demonstrated through the timeline component, where the final year ends in 2005. This is a weakness, for it is absent of valuable and recent Indigenous history, such as Kevin Rudd's apology speech to the Stolen Generation. Another weakness is its accessibility to rural schools and those of a low socioeconomic status, who may not have the resources such as computers or the internet to function the website.
The Ochre 2 website caters for the new Australian curriculum outcomes HT47 and HT42. Interactive Ochre relates to the HT47 component as students are able to identify and describe different contexts, perspectives, and interpretations of the past through first-person narratives and interviews. If taught in conjunction with European perspectives, a distinct difference could be highlighted to the students. The website relates to HT42 because through the use of the timeline, students are developing the skills to describe major periods of the historical time sequence and events, people, and societies from the past. This also acts as an example of how a timeline is set out.
Interactive Ochre can be applied to the quality teaching framework through intellectual quality component, where it can be applied to problematic knowledge. This is when students are encouraged to address multiple perspectives and solutions and to recognise that knowledge has been constructed and therefore is open to interpretation. An example of this would be the racism clips, which allows students to analyse how perspectives can be applied to everyday life. Also, this applies to meta-language, which is the use of various languages throughout the lesson. An example of this would be the use of Indigenous language, including terms like dreamtime. Interactive Ochre strongly applies to significance through cultural knowledge. This is achieved through first-person narratives, including Indigenous culture. For the quality learning environment, engagement is achieved through interactive video clips, where students are engaged through first-person interviews, which means that their attention is sustained throughout. Also, the use of visual components supports this. This means students are actively learning throughout the whole lesson.